Hey, can I ask you something? How many unfinished projects do you have right now? Not in your house, in your mind. Perhaps it's a business idea, a book, a course you've been meaning to create, a room you've wanted to declutter, an email you've been putting off, a difficult conversation you've been avoiding, or maybe it's simply a promise you made to yourself. Have you ever noticed unfinished things have a way of quietly following us around? Not shouting, just whispering, "Don't forget about me." Welcome to No Fluff Spirituality. I'm Bascha, business, life and spirit for the new era. Grounded, clear, real. And today I'd love to explore why so many of us begin with excitement, yet often struggle to bring things all the way to completion. Beginning is exciting, so let's be honest, starting something new is exciting. A new idea carries possibility, right? Hope, momentum. We imagine all the wonderful things it might become. For a little while, our energy is naturally high. We're amping. But every creation eventually reaches a point where excitement settles, and that's usually where something interesting happens. Life gets busy. That self-doubt quietly appears, or the old limiting beliefs from that subconscious keep telling us, "Oh no, you need to do another training. Oh no, you're not ready yet. There's not enough money in the bank account to start now." Something newer catches our attention often, that shiny object syndrome, or too much scrolling on devices, and oh, that could be a good idea. Oh, actually, maybe my idea's not really the right one. Oh, I could start by doing that. Or perfectionism whispers, "Maybe I'm not quite ready yet." Sound familiar? One thing I have noticed over the years, also with clients I've worked with, and even with family members, and sometimes with myself as well, is that unfinished things continue to occupy space. Not just in our diary, but in our energy within us. It's almost as though every unfinished project quietly keeps a little window open in our minds, a little drawer, space. The website you've never quite launched, but you're getting there. The book that's still sitting in a folder, collecting dust. The exercise program you promised yourself you'd begin, or that creative project waiting until there's more time. Individually, these things don't seem like much, and we're not judging them. It's great to have ideas. But collectively, they can become surprisingly heavy without us consciously realizing. I sometimes call them open loops, and open loops quietly but definitely drain energy and take up space that really could be used in perhaps a more productive way. People often assume it's because we're lazy, and I honestly don't believe that we don't finish things because we're lazy. Most people I meet are anything but lazy. I think there's gentler reasons, and we don't need to be beating ourselves up or be hard on ourselves. I think sometimes we're afraid people won't like what we've created. I've come across clients that actually fear success more than anything. It's like, well, if I end up being so successful, how am I going to manage? Is that really what I want? Sometimes we're afraid that things, like success may mean more work for us rather than more fulfillment or that heart-centered pleasure that started us off on that project in the first place. And sometimes finishing means we'll have to be visible. And it depends on our unique being. Some of us struggle with visibility and impact, like we prefer to be more in the background, and others love to be out there and visible. Sometimes we've quietly outgrown that original idea, but we haven't consciously let it go. we keep it like a security blanket. And even life simply asks us to pause for a while. The important thing is, it's not that everything gets finished. The important thing is that we give it some consciousness, that we become more conscious, because there's a big difference between choosing to let something go and endlessly carrying it around as if it wasn't there anymore. Something I've experienced in my own life is that every time I consciously complete something, I feel lighter. Whether it's recording a series of podcast episodes, whether it's completing a client report, or finally making that phone call that I've been postponing because it's admin related and it could be deemed as boring. Nothing dramatic happens with those things, but something shifts. My mind becomes quieter, my energy feels more available again. It's as though completion creates space for whatever wants to come next. So, can I offer you a different way of looking at this topic today? Perhaps every unfinished project is asking one simple question of us. So, am I still alive? If the answer to that is yes, bring it back into your life. So ask your unfinished project, am I still alive? Are you still alive, project? And give it your attention. Take one small step. If your project responds with a no, then perhaps it's time to consciously release it with love, and not because you failed, but because you've grown. Perhaps you've outgrown it, you've evolved beyond it. There's real freedom in letting go of projects that belong to an earlier version of ourselves. Completion isn't always finishing. Sometimes completion is consciously saying goodbye, thank you for coming in, but goodbye. Here's something you might like to do this week. Grab a notebook, write down all the unfinished things that quietly occupy your mind. Don't judge them, just notice them. Then beside each one, like make a cup of tea in between. Come back and beside each one, ask yourself two simple questions. Does this still belong to me? Does it carry some charge, some energy? Can I feel it somatically in my body? And if it does, what's the very next step? Not the whole plan, just the next one honest step, and jot it down. One of the gifts human design has given me is understanding that we're all designed to work differently. There are different energy types, and we all carry different genius within us and kryptonites, challenges and gifts. Some people move quickly. Some people need more spaciousness. Some people need time before committing. It all has to do with our inner and our outer authority, our strategy, which is our authentic being. And knowing your natural rhythm doesn't stop you from completing things. It simply helps you complete them in a way that's actually sustainable for you. So if today's conversation resonated, I've included a gift for you. In the show notes, there's a link to my free Unlock Your Genius Human Design Foundation report for you. You just enter in a few details like birth date, etc., and you can download your report. It's a beautiful starting point for understanding how you're naturally designed to create, decide, lead, and move through life. Sometimes one insight changes not just what you do, but how you do it, right? So coming to a close, perhaps the life that you're longing for isn't waiting for another brilliant idea. Perhaps it's waiting for the courage to complete something you've already begun, or to create space by honouring it's time to release some things that are actually taking up space, that are no longer carrying energy or charge for us to complete. So one conversation, one creation, one promise to yourself, because every completion creates a little more space for the next chapter to arrive. This is No Fluff Spirituality, business, life and spirit for the new era, grounded, clear, real. I'm Bascha. Until next time, finish what still belongs to you and lovingly release what doesn't.